Hello everyone. On behalf of the ownership and the leadership team here at ATEC, we're very happy to have you back, and most importantly, we're happy to have you back safe and sound. Today I'm coming to you in a different format due to the COVID-19. And as you watch this, please take notes or formulate questions as you can, and make sure that you get those questions to your supervisor or to your leaders in some form, and we will get answers back to you as quick as we can. So today I want to bring to you 5 different items that I have on the agenda, and it'll be short, won't be into any great detail, but by all means, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to a leader or a supervisor and make sure the questions get to me. The points that we're going to talk about, or the agenda items today that we're going to talk about, is definitely COVID-19. That's the first one. State of the business, and then the activities that are still continuing within the plant, our sales activity, and finally the financial performance from the first quarter. So starting with the first agenda item, COVID-19. It's safe to say that this has pretty much disrupted everybody's life. And we are taking this very seriously here at ATEC Companies and also here at ATEC Metals. We appreciate thus far everything that you've done to abide by the rules and policies that we've implemented. And even more importantly, we're grateful that when you have an idea that you bring it up to a leader or a supervisor and that we can act on those ideas right away. The most recognizable one to date so far has been about the congregation around the microwaves, and we did have multiple people in the break rooms. Because of that, we have now relocated the microwaves, and again, it just shows that if you're paying attention and if we continue to pay attention to what the federal government, state government, local governments, and just our own policies to keep employees safe, is that we will move through this in this plant and everybody will be safe, and hopefully we won't have any of the outbreaks as the other plants here in Iowa have had, namely the food plants. The second agenda item that I have to talk about is the state of the business, and this one's going to be a little bit longer, and there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about because of the first quarter, but more importantly, there's a lot to talk about because of what's going to be happening over the next few months. We're very happy to report that we had a very good first quarter, and we were really excited about the year and the way the year was going to go. And then, as you know, in early March to mid-March is when we began to see COVID-19 hit our area, and as a result of that, we've had many significant changes. The one thing that I'm extremely grateful for, and hopefully you are too, is that our ownership group took this very seriously. And as a result of that, because we are such a strong company, they involved themselves immediately in the federal programs around the payroll protection program. And because of that is primarily the reason why everybody is back. And when we went after that, our intention is that the 8-week period that we have from this payroll protection program, that the economy would come into sync with what we're doing today, and therefore at the end of 8 weeks we would have a good idea of where we were headed with the whole business for the rest of the year. Well, obviously, wait 5 minutes and something will change is what we basically deal with today. Since that time, the thing that we have come to realize the most about this business is that this isn't really about what the federal government is doing. This is really about what state governments are doing. And social distancing is really what drives the economy today and how quickly we can reopen anything. I want to give you an example of that. So as you know, Iowa is one of the few states that has not put a safer at home in place. There are, of the 50 states, 42 states do have the safer at home. And as a result of that, the companies, or Harley-Davidson that we supply and the plants that we supply are in these states. And for example, the state of Wisconsin, we thought that when we had the payroll protection program, that when we were coming back, the state of Wisconsin would be opening up at the end of April. Well, what happened is that they have not hit their curve where they believe it's flattening, And the governor of Wisconsin has now declared a safer at home until the end of May. And as a result of that, where we thought Harley-Davidson would be opening back up on 4/27, now it's pushed back to May 11th, because they are basically waiting to see what the state government and all of the legal S's going around it, how they handle that. So as of today, we're at the mercy of essentially of the state government, and for the rest of the year, it really is about social distancing. The federal healthcare policy is going to drive really what happens in our business today, and how quickly that they'll allow the economies to come back online. Pretty much except for the rest of this year, social distancing is going to be a part of our life. It's going to be a part of our new way of living. And as a result of that, it's going to be a slow, very slow process in order to reopen up the business. Moving forward on that, the state of the business, we have yet to really know where Harley-Davidson is at. We have some indicators, but they have an earnings call next Tuesday, and myself and Mark Osmanski and Heather are going to be on that call. And at that time, we are going to be hearing the guidance that they're going to be putting out for how many less bikes they build, what they're going to be doing internationally, and just in essence, how quickly they see themselves coming back online. As far as our other customers go, Mercury Marine, Warner, Volvo, they are in states today that aren't quite as prohibitive, except for Mercury. They're in Wisconsin, but they seem to be maybe a little bit more rebellish than what Harley-Davidson is, and they're opening up in early May. But these other states are buying product from us, so we are going to have products to run. As far as the rest of the business goes, today we're really going to wait on the indicators from Harley-Davidson before we really make any declaration as to what we're going to be doing moving forward. So moving on to the next agenda item, to the activities in the business. So there's a few really good things going on yet within the business, and one of them is that Harley-Davidson is moving forward with the launch of their new bike, which is the LaMotta platform. And as you all know, we are still working on that. You still see a lot of activity around it, not only in the way that we're putting the cell together on the floor, but we're also running product for the Harley-Davidson group to continue to launch that bike. And their intention is to launch that in the August-September timeframe. That has not changed. The only thing that we don't know about from that is to what degree will the launch be in terms of the number of bikes they're going to build. We think it'll probably be less, but it's still exciting that they're moving forward with this launch, and that they are still looking at this as being an international motorcycle that will open up new markets for them on top of that. Closer to home, we are implementing lean processes in the plant as we move forward. We have had one lean event on the Kaizen, or we've had one lean event in the Slingshot area. We did a Kaizen for the final area for the Slingshot cell, and that was very successful. Today, this week, we have started a new Kaizen event in the setup area. We want to make our setup group, our setup area, stronger than it's ever been, and as a result of that, we're implementing lean around that. You've probably seen some other lean activities going on in the plant, especially around the oil pan, where we have relayed out the floor to make it easier for the employees to move castings around and to do less walking. We're going to continue to do this throughout the year. At some point in time, everybody in the plant will have some form of lean training. The intention was, outside of the COVID, that we would have been doing this during the all-employee meetings, but now we have to find a new way to do that, but we will. We'll get a new way of that. But every employee will have some form of lean training, and every employee will have some form of participation in a lean event in the plant over the next year. Moving on to sales, there's some really exciting topics that I want to share with you about that. We knew already back when the president started the tariff war with China that we would have opportunities in bringing new business into the building because of the rationalization of the supply chains changing, where it probably was better to have castings made closer to home and they wouldn't have to pay the additional cost on it. And now with COVID-19 hitting, that even is becoming more of a strategic importance to customers here in the United States, potential customers here in the United States. And as a result of that, I'm pleased to say that we have taken steps to strengthen our sales side of the business, and as we have these future videos, you will be learning more about our sales activity. One of the things I'm excited to talk about is we did hire a manufacturing representative that is over in the Wisconsin area. He is a gentleman that has worked with Solar, our sister company in the ATEC companies, and we're very excited to have him on board. He has a lot of deep contacts in the businesses that we would like to get into, and we are now going out to market with him, and hopefully over the next month I'll be able to report back on what kind of activity we've had on that. Inside the building, we have continued to pursue new opportunities, and our contact within Volvo Penta, we have now opened up a new opportunity into the Volvo Mac where the trucks are built. And just this week we've received 22 quotes, of which we'll most likely quote on 7 of the 22. And we're very excited about that because that is some good volumes and it's some really nice product that fits us. And as we continue to move forward this year with our sales activity, we're going to continue to focus on how do we brand and market ourselves. And most likely we'll have some videos that we'll be doing inside the building. And we just want you to be aware that you may be a participant in one of those videos, and that when you're there, we just want to make sure that we're all smiling and that we're excited about what we're doing. So the final item is the financial performance. And this is what I think everybody always waits for in the quarterly meetings. And I'm very happy to say that with what happened in the first quarter and everybody's help in giving us the first quarter that we had, that we will be providing a 2% bonus, and I know that those checks come out separately then from the payroll checks, and Teresa is going to be communicating with the leads and the supervisors when that is going to occur. But in light of everything that's going on around us, we think that this is just something that we can be very proud of here at ATEC Metals, because we did a really nice job in the first quarter. We paid attention to the items that we needed to pay attention to in order to get the bonus, and we did have a very nice quarter. So thank you to all of you. Thank you on behalf of the leadership team here at ATEC, and thank you on behalf of the ownership team in Eden Prairie. So, and now for the last item, I just want to go back to COVID-19, and I want to reassure everybody in this building that it is our full intention to make sure that we continue safe practices. And as a result of that, we have decided to put what we're calling COVID safety coordinators and on each shift. And these are the coordinators that if there is something that you see, and that if you don't see a leader around and you know who they are on the floor, that we want you to go to them, and then they will report back to us on what the suggestion is. The COVID safety coordinator on first shift is Colton. The COVID safety coordinator on second shift is Marjorie, and the COVID safety coordinator on third shift is Pat Mumford. So we are very serious about this. We want your participation in helping us make this a very, very safe plant. And I think that you know that with the practices that we've implemented thus far, that we could probably do more, and we really would like your help in us getting there, so we do not have any type of problems in this plant. Our job is to make sure, as on the safety front, everybody to go home with 10 fingers and 10 toes. We want everybody to leave this building every day with the fact that they feel comfortable coming and going and knowing that everything was done inside this building to protect them from COVID-19. So again, thank you for your time. We look forward to communicating to you via this format in the future. And again, if you have any questions about anything you heard today, please make sure that you get to your supervisor, your leader, or if you see me walking on the floor or any one of my team members, please just stop us and ask us the question, and we'll make sure that we get back to you right away. Please be safe and take care of your families, and we'll talk to you soon.